You really did. Like, you were better back then. Like, what happened?
Do women dress for men?
That's an interesting question.
So what makes you so mad during a period?
We want to go there.
Do you randomly get aroused?
What? Delicious. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Half Past Ja. This week, we're going to be doing a little continuation off of what we did a couple episodes ago, which is where I asked Suke 2 questions that women are too afraid to ask men. Well, this week, we're switching it up. We're reversing that. He's going to be asking me questions that men are too afraid to ask women. Make sure you stick to the end because we're going to be answering some questions of the week. Let's get into this Half Past crew.
Welcome to
Half Past Ja.
Guys, welcome back to another episode. We're so excited you are all here. My name is K2.
My name is Hallie.
And we're your hosts. We're an interracial couple. If you can't already tell from the video, I am Indian.
And I'm super, super white.
And so that's what we do. We talk about being an interracial couple, but we also share experiences that you guys have had. And so you guys go to www.halfpastja to submit your questions and stories. And that's where we read them and talk about them and answer them, whatever we need to do to help you guys out. All right? We release new podcast episodes every Monday at 7 a.m. So if you're new, make sure you subscribe. Like this video right now. I need you to like the video because that helps the algorithm so much. You guys have been killing it. So thank you very much. If you're watching on Spotify or Apple Podcasts, make sure you give us 5 stars and follow the podcast so you get a notification when we post on Mondays at 7 a.m.
You don't want to miss.
So settle in, get cozy, grab your ja, and let's get started.
I just want to say thank you for choosing to spend your Monday with us. It means the world to us, and we're so happy that you keep showing up week after week. You are the best.
Yes, it really is. It really is inspiring to us to keep going because all of you guys are messaging us and talking to us, DMing us, whatever you guys are doing. We see every response, okay? So it has helped us a lot to formulate these episodes.
Yeah, and we got a lot of good feedback on the last episode we did, which was a lot about hate comments. Yeah. And I think you all, because everybody in this community is smart, you're a great person, and you see through the stupidity of some people on the internet. And we just appreciate that a lot.
Very much so. We have a really cool episode planned for you guys today because it's my turn today. It's my turn to interview Hallie about some questions that men are very afraid to ask women.
Now, why are men afraid to ask these questions?
These are taboo questions, Hallie.
Taboo?
Yeah, these are like questions that men just don't feel comfortable asking.
Why not?
And you'll get the gist of it when I ask the first question.
Okay.
Something that men are really uncomfortable with is things that they don't understand and things that they don't go through. So,
okay.
Getting right into the first question.
I'm scared.
Is your period really that bad?
Yes.
It is?
Yes.
Explain.
I mean, I will start off by saying that every woman's cycle is very different and unique to their body. I cannot speak for anybody else out there because I have no idea what anybody else experiences. I can only speak to my experience. Yes, my period is that bad. My period first started when I was 12 years old, which is crazy. I mean, some girls even start younger than that, which is absolutely crazy because you just go through it majority of your life, or at least, I would say majority of your life. And the first one's fine. You're just so confused as to what's happening. And then, yes, you get accustomed to it. But for me, at least, it just kept getting worse throughout the yees. And this is like a whole different tangent off on its own. But I started my period when I was 12. And then when I was 18, I got on birth control because they just got so bad. Like, we're going to get into the tea. My periods were really heavy and like uncontrollable and very irregular and all over the place. And I just had really bad issues with it, which I will say now I'm not on birth control. And I'm so glad that I'm not on it because I see how negatively it impacted me for years. And it was really, really hard on my body and mentally and physically. And yeah,
I can confirm that fact.
Yes, it was terrible. Oh my God, I hated it so much, but it did help with my cycles.
Regulation.
It helped me to regulate everything and get the amount of period under control, right? So yes, so with that obviously comes the bleeding, the cramps, Oh my gosh, when your boobs hurt, that's terrible. I hate that so much. The acne that comes with it, the amount of sleep that I need. I just feel so much more tired in different phases of my cycle. I have different hunger cravings. Like there are times, and I can tell when I just cannot eat enough food during the day, and I have sugar cravings, and oh my gosh, the lower back pain. I already have back pain, but you can just tell along with the cramps. So cramps in the front, cramps in the back, and literally in the back, in my lower back, and you feel like you get spasms, and like I just want to, like, especially that first day of my period is so bleh, and everybody who has a period will know what I mean when I just say you just feel bleh. Like that's the best way to describe it. It feels so terrible, and all you can do is just really, relax and try and keep the bleeding to a minimum. You're right. Minimal. I don't know. I'm not able to think right now. And just, relax. Because especially like on that first day of my period, I don't want to do anything.
Yeah.
And God forbid it falls on an important day where I like have to do something big. Oh, that's the worst.
You forgot to mention one thing. You didn't say anything about mood swings. Things that affect the men out there. I'm not saying that you have them. I'm just saying that that's a possibility. You didn't talk about that. So what makes you so mad during a period?
We want to go there.
I mean, these are just questions men want to ask.
Maybe just think about the things that I did mention, the things that are happening to my body. I will say, I'll be the first to say, I hate when I don't want to let how I'm feeling affect how I treat people. But since you're closest to me and you live with me, it's a lot easier to do that than to say a friend or something, right?
Yeah.
So yes, and you can't help it. Just like, you just get more, you have a lot of hormones going through. I mean, and again, this is not to say anything, because when I'm pregnant, I know it'll be much more on a larger scale of things. But I just, you can't help it. You just have a lot of hormones because your body's just trying to do all the things. Don't even get me started on the price of tampons and all the things that women need to have. Like, I can't just free ball it or whatever. I can't just not have anything. I don't want to ruin clothes out here.
Which is also kind of crazy that that's not like provided because it's a necessity. I can't just not have it. Yeah, you gotta have that or another version of that.
Like, if you're gonna charge money, like, don't make it so expensive. Like, what a box of tampons is like for like 36 of them is like $10 or something like that. I mean, I don't know. I think that's expensive for something that I have to have every month. Like, it's just, that's how it's always been. It's just annoying. I can't obviously control that I have a period, and there's nothing else I can do about it. Again, I can't just free for all, like, I don't know. I can't just wear a diaper or like whatever, you can't help it. Like, everybody has a period and it sucks for everybody. But again, it would be nice if goods such as that were not as expensive.
Well, that was a very thorough answer, and I think everybody out there appreciates it, Hallie. Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. To the men out there, you're welcome. I hope I did it justice. I mean, I didn't. Again,
it really is
sucks.
that bad.
Yeah, I was going to say, it really is that bad. Like, and so, really quickly, I want to jump back to, so I was on the pill for, what?
Like 6 years?
No, like 3.
3 years?
3 years, and I switched a couple times and it just got worse. Like, I gained weight with it. I just felt bleh, even more so bleh all the time. So there was that, and then I got an IUD, and that was weird with my periods too and regulating it. It's just like there's no winning. Like, the second I got off of birth control, my periods were whack for like 8 months.
Yeah.
Maybe even more. I don't even know, but at least now they're back to a place. And that was like over a year ago. So they're back to a place now. I hope, if anyone's out there is wondering, my periods are much more regular now, and they're not as bad. And they're not as bad as when I started birth control, when I originally got on it. So to all my women out there, if you're on birth control, if it's working for you, magnificent. But if it's not working for you, I would consider, I got off of it because that was the decision that I thought would be best for me, because mentally and physically birth control is just not it for me. But if it's working for you, great. Just wanted to point that out.
Yeah. So the next question really has to do with it's something that was on BuzzFeed. Okay. So this was asked by BuzzFeed to a lot of different women because just men just want to know, because I think men do this often.
Okay.
I wouldn't say I do it, but I just think men do it often. Mm-hmm. Do you develop crushes on random people? Like just crushes. It could be famous people. It could just be random person on the street. Like just by looking at them, do you just develop crushes?
I mean, if by crush, do you mean like I want to be with somebody else?
No, not necessarily. Just like you're attracted to them.
I mean, like I find people like I'll be like, oh, that person looks good. But I'm not, I think it all depends on your intentions behind it, right? Like I'm not obviously looking for a new spouse.
It could like turn into like, okay. So develop a crush on random people. Let's say you're single and you're just walking down the street. Do you think like just by looking at someone you can develop a crush is what I'm trying to say before you even get to talk to them?
I mean, based off looks alone, yeah.
You can?
I think so.
Wow.
You can be like, oh my God, that he looks so good.
Really?
But then you meet somebody and their personality's trash and you're like, okay, never mind, actually.
It's interesting.
So yeah, I don't know. I mean, I feel like,
at least
men
definitely do that.
Yeah.
Men definitely do that.
As I was going to say, I feel like everybody does that.
I don't know.
Like when oh my gosh, before I was in a relationship, I'm not going to say I was desperate. I just wanted male attention so bad. And so any guy that looked at me, I'd be like, where? Come back. Just kidding. I did.
Well,
I did.
That's how,
no.
I guess that's how I got Hallie.
I was desperate. No, I'm just kidding. No, that's interesting. I mean, I guess, yeah. And like, even, now still like you notice when people are attractive, right? But like, again, I think it has to do with your intentions behind it. Like, I don't develop quote crushes because I'm not looking for a new life partner. If that makes sense.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
I get that.
Yeah.
This was a question that also, it's kind of out of pocket. And guys,
we love that.
Listen,
bring it on.
This is a question that I did not develop. Okay. This is a question that was asked on the BuzzFeed website.
Quora or whatever. BuzzFeed. Okay.
It was on the BuzzFeed website. So please don't come at me. This is just a question. Okay. What's it feel like to not have something between your legs?
I cannot imagine having like a dick.
Yeah. Because like you got to think about it. Like men have something right there that's always there.
I can't imagine that. Like especially when you're biking and stuff. Oh my gosh.
So you don't have that.
No. I mean, I don't know any different. So there's that.
I guess that's true.
Yeah.
It's a very
it's like imagine what if you had boobs? Like what? Like it's like you asking.
That would be kind of fun.
Like if I said, "What was it like to have a flat chest?" Even though you got some.
I do.
Yeah.
I do.
Got some nice little peck.
I just don't know why people are so. I mean, that's crazy how many people wanted to ask that question.
Well, like I don't. Yeah, I don't. I mean, I don't know what I'm missing out on. I'm happy I don't, because I just feel like that thing would get in the way all the time, and like you can't control it sometimes, like men. Right? You just can't control.
Yeah.
Like
sometimes it's called RBS.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Okay. Yeah. Sorry, I was like saying it out of my head. Yeah. No. So again, I don't know what I'm missing out on. I'm happy that I don't have one.
Yeah.
Like I'm happy with what I got. Don't feel like, thinking about having something different. So I don't know. I guess I'm happy that I don't, because I feel like it would get in the way. So that's a good answer.
So the next one kind of has to do with crushes. Okay. So what we just talked about. Mm-hmm. But when you're looking at somebody, am
I single?
What do women... I don't like thinking about that, but yeah, let's scenario. Yes. Okay. So like, what do women check out on men? Like when they're just like, when you're checking them out, what is it? What's the first thing you notice?
I guess if you're like close up, it depends on how far you are from the person. Eyes, teeth. I like looking at like if they have nice, clean, straight teeth.
Okay.
Hair type. That's a good one. Height.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's important for a lot of women.
Yeah.
It's not important to me because we're the same height pretty much.
Hey.
I mean, it is important to me. You're at least still a little taller than me.
I'm not little. I'm a lot taller than Hallie.
Oh, you're so little. So cute. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. I don't wear heels for that reason, everybody. No, I'm just kidding. But I I feel like I mean, well, so my version of dating is so different because like we picked each other in high school. So, but okay, so now, again, those things I said, height is very important. I think body type for some women is important. Like
I was super skinny.
Yeah.
You didn't care?
Well, I was afraid that I would like break you. I'm like, can you even lift me? Like,
I can.
You can now. He can now, everybody.
I could always. So
you were like this big. How much did you weigh in high school?
I was 100.
What was your license
and
say?
19.
Yeah. Okay. And it rounded down to 115, which is even worse. So there you have it, everybody. But yeah, I think a lot of it, if we're talking strictly based off of physical appearance, height, body type, hair, eyes, teeth, sorry, I was gonna say something stupid. Shoe size.
Shoe size?
Hand size. Hand size. I'm just saying women in the dating field may be looking, or isn't the true test like if you look from here to here or something like that?
That has to do with something completely different.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh. Maybe I think I'm hallucinating
I do think girls do like, okay, so taller men for sure.
Yes.
Like that is
like if you were shorter
plus.
than me, then that'd be a no.
See, that's not okay.
But like but I'm tall, that's the thing. I'm like almost 5'8".
No, I get it. Usually the thing is like taller women are usually with shorter men.
Not always.
Not always, but usually. Like I'm talking 6 foot.
Ooh, that would be so hard. I mean, like I don't like how tall I am. Like if I was even taller, I would struggle.
I don't know.
So
This is
applause
just from
to
what
all
I've
the
seen.
tall girlies out there. So yeah, I don't know. What do you think women look for in a guy, like physical appearance wise?
You didn't
like
say
fitness
one of
scale.
the biggest things that women really care about nowadays.
Money?
Style.
Oh, yeah. Well, I mean,
If
that's
they're
implied.
not dressed right, then
then
usually
get out.
like they don't even like question it.
Yeah. Oh, and if you're
So-
like, I think, so overall style, yes. Like if a guy knows how to style himself, like that's a huge plus.
Mm-hmm.
And if you're close enough to smell,
Interesting.
if you're close enough to smell him,
I feel like you've had a lot of experience. I don't know how, but
you always smell good. So that's what I'm thinking about.
I think another aspect is career, like making sure guy has a
Career
good
/ money. Oh, yeah. A lot of women look for sugar daddies.
Yeah,
They just want money,
they want money.
which I mean, I get it. I
it's a-
like that you make money. However, it's not the most important.
It's a huge plus when you make money. I feel like sometimes women forget the other flaws.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Like, if you have money, sometimes women do just look over those other traits and qualities of a man.
Well, brings us into a very great question. Okay. Do women, has to do with style, do women dress for men?
That's an interesting question. I would say no for the most part. And this goes back to when this was 2 episodes ago when I was asking you about lip fillers on women. I mean, don't get me wrong. I don't know. This could maybe not apply to the majority of women, or maybe it does. Or maybe there are some women out there that are like, no, I dress, I want to look good for guys. Did you just fart? Mm-hmm. And I'm sitting right here. I will say that specifically for me, I dress to make myself feel good. And I would say most women do the same. Same exact thing with plastic surgery and lip filler like we were talking about. Yeah, I would say most women do it to feel good, not to appeal to the male gaze.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I think my opinion.
So, I mean, don't get me wrong. Sometimes I do like to dress it. Like if I'm like, hey, what do you want me to wear? Or like, what do you, like if we're going on a date, sometimes I like to get your input. And like if you have a dress and you're like, oh, like you should wear that dress. I bought that for you. I love that. Then like I'm happy to wear it for you. But I do like to dress how I feel comfortable and how I feel like I'm going to look the best and feel the best.
No, I agree. I think most women want to feel sexy. They want to feel good. And, especially like if you work hard on your body, then you want to do that, right?
Yes.
So I understand. And like even myself, like I like to dress nice when I get the opportunity. So
Yeah.
and I do that because I feel good about it.
Oh,
I feel
yeah.
more confident. I
Yeah.
feel like I can talk to anybody. I feel like I can talk about anything at any time. And I think that's a big plus.
Yeah, and so I would say since we've gotten married, we've both really upped our style game.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what it is. I guess just we're living together and we have just started really, really killing it. Okay.
Well, to get good style, I feel like you need money. And we didn't
Not
have money
necessarily.
in college.
Not necessarily. We just didn't go shopping, and we didn't,
really have
we
money.
didn't have, as my mom would say, we didn't have staples. All right, we didn't have clothing staples. You need some staples that you can mix and match with every outfit.
Yeah.
But yeah, back to your point about feeling sexy, and I want to feel desired, and
Yeah.
okay, just by you, not by like other people. But let's just clear that up. I've definitely become more confident in myself and my body and who I am as a person, and that's been amazing. And so with that, I definitely have dressed better, and they kind of go hand in hand. When you feel more confident, you dress better. When you dress better, you feel more confident. So that's been something really big that I've noticed that I've really liked, that I've been dressing nicer and dressing. Yeah, I've been more confident in my body. I'm proud of my body and what it can do and how hard I've been working on it. And so I like to show that off too when I can.
Nice.
Yeah.
Okay. Makes sense.
And I don't do it for you. I do it for me.
Okay.
Yeah.
Anyways,
Slay.
next question. I really am interested in this one because this specific question was the number 6th most asked question to women.
Number 6.
Yeah, number 6. What are common things guys do that give you the ick?
Where do I begin?
That guys in general. You don't have to talk about me.
Okay. Well, I mean, all of the examples that came to mind were things that you do. Let's see. This is kind of hard.
Do you want me to give you one?
Yeah.
Are you struggling a little bit?
Yeah.
Okay. So when it comes to like icks, I think women absolutely hate when men are insecure. Okay?
Yeah.
Huge. You got to be confident. You got to be able to like talk. You got to be able to. Another ick that a lot of girls have that I've seen with my own eyes is when guys don't have friends.
Really? You've seen that?
I've seen it. I've seen it happen.
Well, I mean, it's kind of confusing. It's like, okay, what's wrong with you? Why don't you have any friends that you talk to?
The reason, especially like from dating apps, I've seen that the people that are on dating apps that were my friends, and they were always like, oh, if this girl doesn't have pictures with her friends, then they usually won't like go for that. So I'm guessing the same is in reverse.
Okay, probably. I mean, I've never been on a dating app, so I wouldn't know, but I guess that's a valid point, honestly. Yeah, so I want to talk about the first one that you said because I love when you're confident and I love when you're sure of yourself, and
which I am all the time.
Sometimes you are not. Sometimes you're not.
Because you are like, oh, I don't want to do that though. And then I'm like, well, I made the decision and now I can't do that decision. So
does that make you upset?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think men find.
I think, okay, say if like, okay, I think I'm envisioning myself on a date with some guy.
Mm-hmm. I don't like that.
And this is how I have to answer the question. So we're out to dinner and just, the conversation is meh. It's not going great. It's
What's this guy look like?
I don't know. He just has a big question mark on his face.
Okay.
Ooh, yeah. So, okay. Well, a huge ick is if you can't hold a conversation. Oh my gosh. Like if we can't talk, like if we're on a date and you can't talk, disgusting. Get out of my face. Like what are we supposed to do?
What if you talk too much?
No, but what if I'm like, hey, like, trying to get to know somebody.
Yeah, but what if...
And they give me like 1-word answers and I'm like...
What if the guy doesn't stop talking about himself?
That's a red flag too. Like do you not care about anybody beside yourself? That drives me crazy. When I meet people and they just don't stop talking about themselves, I'm like, all right, I get it. Like, you love yourself. Can we talk about something else? Like, literally, can we talk about anything else? Like the weather. I don't care.
A big ick on my end is when you're talking to somebody and they don't ask about yourself.
Oh, I hate that. Ugh. Yeah, it drives me crazy. That drives me crazy.
Yeah. Which is fine. Like, I don't want to talk about myself like a lot, but at least ask. You know what I mean?
Like just, you don't have to care. Just be like, oh, and how are you? Good, thanks.
You'd be surprised as to how many people don't say those words.
Yeah, like really think about it next time you're engaging in conversation with somebody and see if they actually ask how you're doing.
Or yourself. Make sure you freaking ask.
Yeah, come on, don't be that
How
person.
are you doing? Say those words to somebody and make their day. And listen to them.
Just try and be an active listener for like a little bit.
Goodness.
Oh, that's another one. If the guy, if you wouldn't listen to me, or if my date doesn't listen to me and just like talks over me, why are we on a date?
Okay, what are some other icks? Chewing with your mouth open.
Yeah, disgusting.
Next.
Not hygienic.
Not hygienic.
That's a huge one. If you're a terrible driver, I wouldn't like that. Or if you're like a speed driver,
Dangerous
like,
driver. Yeah. If you
big
put your significant other in danger, that's not good.
For me, if you do drugs, because I'm not into drugs.
Drugs.
No.
Too much drinking, getting drunk.
Yeah, if you just want to get hammered every night, like you have bigger fish to fry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So any other icks?
I mean, I could go on. If you have a bad relationship with your family, that's. I mean, not if your family's done you wrong, then I get it. But like, if there's nothing there and you're just like, oh, like if you just diss on, or like if you just continuously talk bad about people as well, like then I'm like, okay, you have a really negative perception of the world. Or if you feel you're a victim of society, that's an ick for me. I mean, I have a lot of icks.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah,
I like those. Those are good.
Or if you don't take care of yourself, like if you eat terribly, like, okay, I get it. Not everyone is able to be the perfect image of health, and I understand that. But if you're like, let's eat donuts, I don't know, or like do you know what I mean?
You do this to me.
No, but like, we have one cheat day a week. You know what I mean? If you don't have structure, is what I'm trying to say.
Discipline, guys.
Or yeah.
So next,
I sound really picky.
Hallie is picky, but I don't know how.
I don't care. I have high expectations.
So this next question really is, I just want to know for myself. This says nowhere on the internet. So, do women get the pee shiver? So when a man is peeing.
Oh, I've seen you do that, and you're like, what the?
When the hell have you seen me do that?
We live together and we're married. I've seen you pee.
That's crazy. Anyways,
I know you have.
You shiver a little bit, right? Do women feel that too?
So are you like trying to normalize that you have like this weird thing?
Every guy, comment, #, pee shiver.
Okay, I think you're alone.
What the?
I love you, but I think
no
you're
way
alone.
that I'm alone. Okay, I don't feel good about that.
I feel like if you asked any guy, they would be like, what are you talking about?
Okay, that is not true. Every guy knows about it. So, do you feel that or no? You just like pee and that's it? You're done?
I mean, like, I feel if I have to pee really bad, I feel a sense of relief. Don't get me wrong, but I'm not like, I don't do that. No.
It doesn't happen every time, just like once in a while. You don't feel that at all.
What? Describe the shiver.
Like I'm just peeing and then I'm done. I'm like, oh.
Do you feel it like head to toe?
I mean, it's like goosebumps. Yeah, I would say.
You get goosebumps?
Not goosebumps, but not every time.
Do you get excited after you pee?
Stop. This is like not, okay, you're taking this out. You know what? Bad question. I don't think you know how to answer this because I don't think women go through this. You should have phrased it
as, oh, and this was one of the most searched questions on Quora or whatever. And I would have been like, oh, okay.
The only reason
you asked it and I'm like, oh, this is just a you thing and you're weird.
The only reason I came up with this question is because the internet said, it was the women site where it said, what is the pee shiver? And women were asking that to men.
I don't believe you.
That's where I got the question from. But I wanted to ask it because it was...
You're not pinky promise.
I'm promise.
Okay. Yeah. Fine.
Okay. So that answers that. I guess women do not have a pee shiver, everybody.
I mean, maybe some other women get excited after they pee. I don't know.
This is a question that I think a lot of women go through. So I just want to know what it feels like.
What does what feel like?
No, it's just like, what is it like getting stared at / getting unwanted attention from men?
Oh. See, I didn't get attractive till recently. So not experienced this that much. No, I have. I would say I can. When you work in the corporate world, there are a lot of older men, and I get a lot of attention there, which is strange. It's not.
Seen it happen, guys.
Literally.
I've seen it happen.
Literally. But one thing that truly does make me uncomfortable is I run a lot, guys. So especially now, it's really hot out in Indiana. It's May. It's mid-May. It's super hot here. And a lot of times I take my shirt off, so I just have a sports bra on and I have shorts on, right? And I normally wear tight clothing as well. So like it shows my body pretty well. And so it seems like I don't have a lot of clothing on most of the time. And the amount, like, honestly, it's crazy because the amount of men that slow down just ever so slightly and literally lean back and like just literally like one hand on the wheel, one arm, like, and just look at me. Like they drive by and they just like look like this I would say at least 5. I could see, not that I'm like trying to look for it, but I also just try and be aware of my surroundings.
Yeah.
And I am walking like most of the time. So like the place that I run is nearby a road. So like you can see cars, you can see people very clearly. It's very close. So that makes me uncomfortable just because usually I'm by myself. And I'm like, really? Like you have your wife in the car, or like you have kids in the car, or like you're by yourself, or like you don't need to be looking at me. Like I'm just another person. I'm just running. Get it together.
Yeah.
It is uncomfortable. It really kind of does make me feel icky.
Yeah. Catcalling has always been a thing for women, and so it's kind of crazy because if I put myself, like, that's never happened to me. Women don't do that. I've never seen a woman do that.
Men
actually.
do men just not have control?
They don't. It's not that they don't. Yeah, they don't have control. It's like they can't help it. Like they have, like, it's like, oh, I gotta do this. I gotta let them know that I'm looking at them. I think it's just, I don't know, the lack of self-control / discipline.
So not discreet about it either.
Yeah.
Like you make it very known that you're looking right at me. Like we make eye contact and I look away because,
yeah,
like what? Yeah, like I'm here in my sports bra. Like, so what? It's so weird. Like, have you not seen somebody in a sports bra before?
Well, this leads straight into the next question of, do you feel safe when walking or running? And this is, I'll say this during the day, but then I also want you to answer during the night if you're alone.
I'm never alone at night.
Yeah.
Because you just can't trust anybody anymore. So during the day, we'll start with that. Like when I'm running specifically, or just when
when walking. Let's say you're just walking,
or like not
Let's say
even
you're in
walking.
New York City by yourself.
Oh,
and you're just walking.
I don't want to, because you've seen those videos of those girls who were alone getting punched in the face. Absolutely not. I will not be alone. And no, my parents would not be happy with you if I was alone in New York City. Neither would your parents. But just in general, I mean, luckily we live in a safer area. But if I'm always trying to be very vigilant and being aware of my surroundings. And I always have my phone. Like if I'm alone, I always have my phone in my hand. Not that does a lot, but
with Find My on.
Yeah. And you have my location at all times, just like, especially when you're on trips and stuff, because, and again, I want your location when you're on trips because I want to make sure that you got to your hotel okay, or like whatever it may be. And so just in general, if I'm running errands or walking or running by myself, I don't know. Like I said, we live in a safe area, but you can't trust anybody, and it's dangerous. And I don't know. I am always scared, like, knock on wood, but I'm scared somebody would follow me to my car or do something crazy, because crazy stuff happens like that all the time.
Yeah.
And I don't know what I would do in that situation. Because I'm not like, I mean, I'm fast. Maybe I could run away. Maybe I could knock somebody. No, I can't knock somebody out. But like, I don't think it would take. I don't want to. Okay, we're not manifesting. No, but I don't think it would take much to kidnap me. Unfortunately,
I think every woman should do this one thing. Okay, and I think I want Hallie to do it. I think we're gonna have one of these opportunities at work soon. But self-defense class.
Yeah, I would like to know how to punch off.
Yeah.
Somebody who's trying to kidnap me.
I think that's
I don't
important.
think my parents would always joke and be like, literally, if somebody offered you like ice cream, you'd be gone. Like, oh, the ice cream, yeah. No, but to answer the question overall, during the day, I definitely feel more safe than I would at night. Yeah. But I'm never by myself at night. Because then I would be scared.
That's good to know. I mean, it's just like, I think a lot of women are scared unless the ones from New York City, they're not. I think that they're not really faced by anything anymore. But
yeah. But like, definitely.
Just a normal person would not feel safe walking.
No.
Like even like, let's say.
Well, even, I mean, I'm saying here in Indiana, you know, like.
Think about you being on a trail all alone.
Yeah.
No one's around. Trees on both sides of you.
And we have that in this area.
So like.
And I'm scared to go there by myself. Even though I know it's safe, I don't know. I don't.
That's why I always run with Hallie. Because like, I just feel like she could get snatched.
Well, like, you know, I'm not oblivious to the fact I see people, you know, like I do see men, people stare at me when I go places. Like, and again, when I run, when I don't have a lot of clothes on, even when I do have clothes on, I notice sometimes, not all the time. I'm not going to sit here and say that people are like staring at me, because sometimes mostly they don't, but like sometimes, yes. And that does make me uncomfortable, and it does make me just look over my shoulder.
It does kind of suck that you have to deal with that, but that's the world we live in. I want you to be aware of your surroundings.
I saw this TikTok one time of like, what was it? It basically like saying to women, like, don't, like, if you are out in public by yourself, don't wear your hair in like a braid or a ponytail that would make it easy for somebody to grab and yank. Like, put it in a bun or something so that it's shorter, or like do something so that, just, I don't know, stuff like that. It just freaks me out, because there is so much messed up stuff that happens that obviously, like, I can't control if somebody were to try and kidnap me or not. I'm lucky enough to say I've never been in one of those situations. I've tried, you know, to always be with you and not be by myself, but I also don't like go out late at night, or, you know, but the crazy thing is that can also happen during broad daylight too. Like, so many cases of like people that get kidnapped during broad daylight, or like murdered or anything else. And it's so scary that just, I always try and stay with you. Like, whenever we go out, especially, I hate when you go on trips though. I hate when you go on trips. Usually the only place that I go, I
always feel safe. I'm fine.
Yeah.
But then again, I have this invincibility complex. Like, I just feel like I'm invincible. So like, if somebody tried to kidnap you, I could kill them. I could take them out.
You're not much bigger than I am.
Look at these guns, babe. No, I don't really have those. But
it did. But it always is in the back of my mind.
I feel like I'm good. Okay, don't try and kidnap me out there. Okay,
don't try and kidnap me, please. I feel like it wouldn't take much.
I want to take a turn. Okay.
All right.
More lighthearted question. Why the hell do we have so many pillows in this household?
Decor.
And women
and comfort
all around the world have this problem of the need of pillows.
Okay, I want to Uno reverse. I'm asking you a question. Would you do anything to this house if it were just you living here? Answer yes or no.
No.
Thank you. Case closed. Mic drop.
Listen, I get it, but I don't like the pillows on the bed because I got to take them off anyways.
But it looks so nice, does it not? We just have a few. We don't have anything crazy. Like, we have the sham pillows, like the flat ones that like are the shams that come with the comforter. You put those on. Then we have two big ones, and then we have one in the middle to tie it all together. Simplicity.
But you can't sleep on those pillows, everybody.
But we don't sleep on them, but if we're like not going to bed yet, we use them to like lean on, or like they're still used. I didn't just waste money on them.
I just find it wild because I would say two people might see it out of the entire year.
Yeah. And I want it to look good.
Okay. All right.
Okay. Yeah.
All right.
I take pride in our bedroom specifically, and other areas of this house.
I'm just
looking good.
I really want this.
And cozy.
This is a question is that it has to do with the men, Like, what do you think about them? Okay, so
What do I think about
a
men?
lot. No,
a
no,
lot
no,
of things.
This question's asked to women all over social media. Okay, dad bod or jacked body?
Jacked body.
Really? Over
Yes.
a dad bod?
Me personally, yeah, jacked. Because I'm disciplined and I care about my body and my appearance a lot. And so I would look for that in a potential partner as well.
Well, sorry.
You're in phenomenal shape. Are you kidding me? That's what I love. That's
I'm
just
not
my
like
preference.
super jacked.
But you don't have a dad bod.
Yeah, so I don't have either. So technically, I don't fit in a bucket.
But like, yes, you do. What? I mean, you're not like the most shred. You're not like The Rock, okay? But like that would be scary. I would be
So
afraid
that's
of
what I'm
you. I would be
asking.
afraid of you if you looked like The Rock.
I'm asking, like, would you
you
rather
could
have
break me.
like, so you want the in between? You don't want like super jacked.
Well, like I mean,
No, you do want super jacked.
okay, honest. Okay, who? Give me an example
I'm
of
talking
dad
about-
bod and give me an example of super jacked.
So dad bod would be
Think of somebody.
Adam Sandler.
Okay.
I don't know why he came up to my brain, but like he's always wearing baggy clothes.
I love that for him. He's got great fashion.
I'm just thinking, I don't
Yeah.
know. I don't know what his body looks like actually, so I can't answer. But anyways, and then let's say super jacked would probably be I don't know, the two guys from Iron Claw, the movie that just came out. So I would say like who is that?
That's like too big. There's like a difference between being too big and like you're like your body is slim, but like, do you know what I mean?
Zac
Like,
Efron. God, I couldn't remember his
yeah.
name.
Okay, so I'm trying to think of how I want to explain this. So, but like on the jacked spectrum, right? So there's like what you just described, and then there's like, think of like a,
Like Rock is at the very end of the spectrum. Like,
Yeah,
he's
yeah,
at,
yeah,
he's
yeah,
at the
yeah.
top of the top.
that would frighten me. I don't want you to look like that. That's way too much.
Steroids.
Yes. Think of somebody like who's a famous athlete that is like Tom Brady. Think of like that. Okay.
Tom Brady's.
That's like on so that's on the scale of like jacked body. Like there's Tom Brady to like Iron Claw.
Yeah. Okay.
I like more towards the Tom Brady spectrum or the end of the
Gotcha.
spectrum. Yeah.
So I got some work to do. Got it. Okay. So
I'm being honest.
next question
Out of
relates
the
to this.
two, I prefer more in shape, but that's just
Okay.
my preference
Next
because of my
question.
body.
Do you find me attractive?
Yes.
Well, according to the last question, I think that is
Oh my
inaccurate.
God.
So
You're insane.
that is a problem, everybody. That is a huge problem.
I find you very attractive.
I hope everybody enjoyed this segment. Those are all my questions.
Really?
And I don't know if you have had any questions. So those are all my questions. My last I have two more that I'm going to put at the very end after the outro. Okay? They're just they're just a little crazy. So
Okay.
we do have one question of the week,
You already did that.
but I always got to do it again.
So sorry, Rip Hood
All
phone
right.
users. Oh my gosh.
So we only have one question. I think we've answered something like this, but there's a second part to it that I don't know if we fully went into. So how/when did you guys meet, and how did you guys convince each of your parents to be able to date and eventually marry? Love your videos. Thank you.
So let's start with the first part. How and when did you guys meet?
So
How did we meet?
we met because Hallie over here was the cross country manager. So she was
For
like
the guys team.
for the guys team, and so I was like, what is she doing here?
She must be so good and athletic that she's training with the guys. That's
Yeah.
the only thing I can think of.
So that's what I was like. I'm like, what the heck? Why is she here? And I went up to her, was like, hey, are you that weird girl from track? And so I asked her that, and she was like, what? And I was like, I'm just kidding. And that was our first ever interaction.
So we met in August of 2015, but I already knew who Suketu was because he may or may not have made a viral video for the high school that we went to. I'm not going to...
The lip dub.
Wasn't going to go into it, but here you are. I've got enough of the lip dub over the last 9 years to last a lifetime. So we're done. We're donezo talking about lip dub. But yeah, I knew of you actually, I think I first heard of you in March of 2014.
Wow.
Which is crazy because we didn't meet till a year and a half later. And Wait, right? Yeah. So I was a junior in high school.
Yeah.
I'd just gotten out of this, I'm not going to call it a relationship because it wasn't a full-on relationship. It was a situationship with this bro. this bro that was, but anyways, so I'd met you and we just instantly hit it off. Like we just became best friends, and you had your license. I didn't. So you would drive me a lot of places. You literally kicked somebody out of your car so that you could start driving me to cross country practice.
Car Riz.
You had the Riz. Mm-hmm. You had, yeah, I mean, you really did. Like you were better back then. Like what happened?
Are you kidding me?
Like you just were.
Do
like,
I not drive you everywhere still to this day?
No, that's not what I'm talking about. I'm just saying, like, I think it's because you were trying to win me over.
I
Like,
still win you over every single day.
Do it right now.
Hi.
Okay, that was so unconfident.
Sageti Patel.
Be confident. You're hot, and you're my husband, and I love you. Be confident. Sorry, that sounds aggressive. I'm not telling you like. Remember that Victorious episode where the mom and her daughter, and it's like a play, and she's like, say hi, and she's like, hi, and the mom goes, more power. You remember that?
I don't remember
that. More power.
I didn't have cable.
If you know what I'm talking about, then please let me know you know what I'm talking about. My friend and I would always say that. But yeah, we hit it off, and we just became best friends, and we started to fall in love. And yeah,
that's how we met.
Know. It was really easy.
In terms of convincing our parents, I didn't get started on that till like 3 years after the relationship. Her parents, they knew day one.
Yeah,
but
they were pretty on board.
My parents did not know for a while, and that's because they're scary.
They are not.
Well, they're not anymore because back then they were scary. Okay. Anyways. The way that I convinced them was, it's like, first of all, I had my entire family like on my side before going to my parents. Like they all like my family had my back is what I'm saying. Like my sisters, my brother, all they had my back. And so like whenever I went up to them, they were all around me. So that I wasn't the only one in the conversation. So they were all like, hey, like he's going to do this. Like there's nothing you can do about it. Like this is who he loves. This is how it's going to work. And then my parents really couldn't do anything because everybody else was there and they were all on my side. And like, even like the next day, like they weren't like fully happy, but then like Hallie like started coming over more often. They started getting to know her and now they love her. And that's kind of how it went down. So that's how we eventually were like, okay, this is how we're dating. And they were okay with it. And then we were like, okay, we're getting engaged. And they were like, okay, great. And then we got married and then boom. That's how it happened.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it just takes time.
It takes time. Mm-hmm. But overall, I think it just takes a little bit of work and from both sides.
Yeah.
I feel like Hallie had to go through a lot more than I did. Even though like I did have to go through a lot, but like Hallie had to go through like being hidden.
Yeah, that was hard.
It's hard.
Yeah, that definitely was a challenge that took me a long time to overcome. And I don't want to say it still bothers me, but sometimes, pain doesn't go away. Yeah, sometimes I still think about it, and I still think that it, it kind of hurts a little bit that we stayed hidden for a while, and it was something really, it was just really hard for me to see how tough that was on you because I didn't understand it. And so to see you go through something that I don't have any experience in, and I didn't know how to help you, that was tough. Mm-hmm. I felt helpless. And I also didn't know how to help myself because I was struggling too. It was a tough situation. But yeah, it just took time, really. And I think for everybody that asks in asking similar questions, it really does just take time.
Yeah.
But don't give up either. If you love this person, then keep pursuing it. Don't let somebody else's interpretation of what love needs to look like stop you from being with who you want to be with.
Thank you for submitting the question. We really love hearing and answering your questions. Next episode is questions of the week. So you guys need to go submit some questions to www.halfpastcha.com and we will make sure to put them in the episode. Okay. There are some fun things coming to the website. So stay tuned. Remember, Half Past Crew, we love you. Thank you for the support. We're so excited to continue growing this community. Make sure you go to Discord and join the community. You can talk, chat, talk about everything down there.
And please make sure to share this episode with your friends. Go back and watch our other episodes. Share those with your friends. Share them on your social media. Tag us. We always repost. If you ever have ja in the morning when you are watching this, please post that and we will repost on our story.
That would be amazing. Guys, thank you for watching. We will see you Monday at Half Past Ja.
Thank you everybody for watching.
And now, for the questions I was too afraid to ask Hallie in the main series. All right, ready, guys?
Do you think people remembered to stick to the end?
I don't know. We'll find out, I guess.
Comment if you made it this far.
Question number 1. Does size matter? Not that you would even know.
Yeah. Wait, what? What do you mean, not that I would know? Because we've only ever been with each other?
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah. I don't know. I mean, yeah, I really don't have like a good comparison sheet of like, I don't know how I can't rank it compared to anything. I mean, think got a wonderful thing going.
How often do you fart?
Not that often. It depends on your diet.
Are your poops really bad?
It depends. Did I have something that it was bad for me? Do I have food poisoning? Like, what's the situation? Just like on a normal day.
You just ate ice cream.
I did just actually have ice cream right before this episode, and I'm feeling fine.
Okay.
But like after ja, oh man, that moves through me pretty quick.
I don't know about you guys, but chop me up. That's the end of the episode.
It does. Size, it matters how you use it.
Do you randomly get aroused?
What?